I'm Morgen Schick, and I am so excited to be with you today. This is Beauty Rehab. I am Morgen Schick, and this is the Lifestyle Talk Radio Network. I want you to call me. I want you to get on your phone because I got a lot to talk about today, and the number is 888-454-3378. That's 888-454-3378. Again, this is the Lifestyle Talk Radio Network, and as a former Ford model for 25 years, makeup artist, author, creator of my own cosmetics, Morgen Schick Cosmetics on HSN for over 10 years, my passion is helping you be the most beautiful, excited, vibrant person you can be, man or woman. I want you to take control of your life. I want you to take control of your image. And your image has to line up with how you feel about yourself. I want you to really think about that. Are you, when you look in the mirror, are you saying, this is who I am connected to, the reflection in the mirror? Or are you looking at it and saying, I'm sad, I want to be prettier, I want to look younger, I want to look skinnier, whatever it is, I want you to come here so I can help you reach your most exquisite potential. And I'm not just talking about your image, but I'm talking about the way you feel inside and how your image represents how you feel inside. Your image is important because it tells the world how you want them to treat you. If you look sloppy, if you look unkempt, if you look messy, you are going to make people think that they can treat you as such. Okay? I'm not saying that you have to go out and get plastic surgery. I'm not saying that you have to look a falseness. But what I am saying is we live in a visual society. It is getting more visual every single day that people have cell phones and there's cameras everywhere. And now when you go to get a job, they can Google you or they can look and see on Facebook what you look like. It matters. People judge you on your appearance. Is it right? Probably not. But you have that moment of first impression, second impression, third impression. And if you look like you care about you, people will treat you better. So comb your hair. So whiten your teeth. So make sure that your clothes fit and are not sloppy. And that really kind of leads into what I want the discussion to be about today. It's consistency. The word. This whole show is going to be about consistency and how this is such an important word for you on so many levels. I want you to think about the definition, the Webster. I looked it up because I wanted to really hit it home how important consistency is in our lives. The way in which a substance, typically a liquid, holds together thickness and viscosity. Okay, so that's the solid form of consistency, like a consistent cream. And then there's the other form of consistency, a conformity in the application of something, typically which is necessary for the sake of logic, accuracy, or fairness. So being consistent is so important in your image, in your life, in every aspect of your life. And how this came about, how I decided that today's show needed to be about consistency, was on Friday, I was working out at the gym I go to, and the gym I go to is called the Tracy Anderson Method. There aren't a lot of them, but Tracy Anderson does these amazing DVDs. They're very hard at first, but you can break them down, and you can do them at your home. You can do them whenever you need to. You can work out every single day, which, again, we go to consistency. And, Tracy Anderson is this force of nature. She's about, 5'2". She's tiny. She weighs 80 pounds soaking wet. but she has the most flexible, toned body I've ever seen on anyone. Not bulky, just like a dancer, but in all the right ways. So I've been going to her. I've never met her. I go there and I love it, and I try to be very consistent about it. So a friend of mine said, "Oh, Morgan, you're looking really good," and I was feeling really good because I will tell you about in my second part of this show what I've been trying to do consistently. And this friend of mine, Claudia, says to Tracy, did you see Morgan? She's working so hard. Look at her body. And I looked up and I said, well, Tracy didn't know me before. She didn't see me before, and she doesn't know me now. I'm just a member, and I just take her classes. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh no, I know exactly who you are, and I want you to do my makeup." So after the show, after her class, I was kind of blown away that she actually even knew who I was. And she stopped me again and said, "I really want you to do my makeup." And I said, "Well, more about makeup. I don't just talk about makeup. I don't just do makeup. I teach you how to stop aging. I teach you how to be the most beautiful you can be." And she was like, "Well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean stop aging? Everyone wants to stop aging." And she said, and I said, "Well, just like you are consistent with your workout, you are consistent every single day. You say the same thing consistently. Get your muscle routine in, get your weightlifting in, get your aerobic in, get your walking in. I say the same thing about do your cleansing right, do your moisturizing right, do your masks right, do your sunscreen right. It's about consistency." And I said, you are the image of your philosophy, your body, and I am going to be 50 in 3 months. And the woman got up out of her chair and was like, "Are you kidding me? You're going to be 50? She goes, "What's the secret? What's the secret?" And I said, "I just told you. You have to be consistently caring about your image. You have to be consistently caring about your skincare, about not wearing a lot of makeup, about all of these other things that you believe for the body, I believe for your image, for your face, for your skin, for your hair, for your makeup. Consistently caring about the vessel you are living in." So today's show, we're going to talk about the consistency of your skin, the consistency of your makeup, the consistency of your movement, the consistency of your food intake. It's so important to not just say, "Oh, I'm going to care about, I'm going to go on a huge crash diet today," but in 4 months or 3 months, you're not consistent with it and you gain it all back. I want you to stop. I want you to consistently care about what you eat. I want you to consistently care about how you do your skincare. So I want you to call me today if you have questions, if you want to know how to get the life you want, the image you want, the face you want, if you are regretting every birthday, if you're hating the calendar, if you're not so excited about your next birthday, living the most beautiful, exquisite self that you are for that next birthday, if you think that all of your greatest beautiful pictures of you are from years ago, today is your show. Today is the time I want you to stop. I want you to call me at 888-454-3378, 888-454-3378, and I want you to ask those questions. I want to explain to you how easy it is to be consistent about whatever it is. How about who is it that you go to consistently in your life to feel better about yourself? Who is it that you go to make yourself have a great day? Who is it that you call? Or who is calling you? Because they need to pick me up every single day. Who is the moody, inconsistent person in your life? And either you tell them they need to get their act together or you get rid of them. And if it's you, don't be surprised if people get rid of you. You must be consistently up. That doesn't mean you have to be happy, fake happy all the time. It means you have to be consistent. You need to find happiness. It's there for you, and that is what this show is about. The different segments. We're going to do segment 1, we're going to do skin and beauty. Segment 2, we're going to do movement. Segment 3, I want you to stay through all these segments, and I will be right back. This is Morgen Schick Beauty Rehab Lifestyle Talk Radio Network, 888-454-3378. We will be right back. Hi, welcome back. I hope you are sitting there on the phone, calling me at 888-454-3378. I am Morgen Schick, and this is Beauty Rehab, and today we are talking about consistency. Consistency can get you exactly what you want in your life. If you are lonely, if you are unhappy in your job, if you are unhappy when you look in the mirror, if you just consistently make one change, and I mean that it's really hard to make one change and be consistent with it. So I want you to think about why you are inconsistent. Let's say you decide you want a new job, and you know that you have to take some classes, some tutor, tech classes, whatever it is, and you're not doing it. You do it for a couple weeks, and then you stop. You don't do Quicken Online. You're not learning how to use Quicken or whatever. That's one of the banes of my existence is that I need to learn accounting software, and I have to do a half hour of it every single day, or I will drop it and not learn it. So I'm trying very hard to be consistent with it. But why are you being inconsistent? Are you addicted to drama? So drama is this up and down kind of roller coaster. Do you love the drama from other people? Do you love the drama from your life so you don't want to fix the drama? I mean, and I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm not a psychologist. But I see these patterns where if someone is inconsistent or loves drama or drops in and out of habits, good habits, bad habits, you are never really going to change your life. You're going to end up at the same spot forever, wasting all of these golden opportunities. And when it comes to your image, which is everything to me, your image must match the person who you are inside. You must show the world who you are. Yes, they have to get to know you. And if you're a beautiful person on the outside and you are rotten to the core on the inside, people will figure it out. Trust me. People will figure it out. But what I want is I want all of these incredibly kind, smart, sweet, yummy people on the inside to step up and care about what they look like on the outside. It doesn't mean you need to be a supermodel. It doesn't mean you need to be a movie star or look like someone who should be on a magazine. It just means that you have to look like you care about yourself. It has to look like you've even put in the time to brush your teeth, to brush your hair, to put your outfit together. So when someone looks at you, they think, wow, this person cares about themselves. So I am going to, in turn, care about them. If you're not consistent with taking care of your skin, let's start there for this segment. What is your beauty routine? I need it to be consistent. And when I met Tracy Anderson, who is incredibly innovative, so, wow, what a dynamo. She is all about consistency when it comes to her body, and we're going to talk about how you can get that consistency and movement in our next segment. But in this segment, I want you to know about how to get a consistent routine for your beauty. That means every day you must wash your face at night. Every single night. You never go to bed with makeup on. You never go to bed with the dirt from the farm, the city, the suburb, wherever it is you live. You never go to bed with that dirt on your face. That is the time when you get to put on an alpha hydroxy cream or some sort of a retinol cream, if you are fighting the signs of aging, that is when you get to repair your skin. I need you to consistently wash your face every single night. Now, here's the upside of that. If you wash your face every single night, every night, in the morning, you don't need to wash it. So you can just roll out of bed, brush your teeth, put a little bit of makeup on, or brush your hair, put it in a cute bun, and out you go. You can just splash your face with water, rinsing it as if you were using a cleanser, and then put on your regular moisturizer, your sunscreen, or whatever it is, the concealers that you're wearing. You can do your makeup routine. I think you should get it down to 3 minutes. Concealer, mascara, a little brown eyeliner smudged into your lash line, maybe a little bit of a lip balm. You can do that in 3 minutes. I want you to consistently put on sunscreen. Do you want to stop aging, the look of age? Do you want to protect yourself from skin cancer? You have to consistently use sunscreen. Not just the days that you're going to try and lay out, which I really think no one should be laying out for sun any longer. No direct sunlight more than 15 to 20 minutes. It is good for you, but no more than 15 to 20 minutes in an entire day of direct sunlight. You must be consistent about that. You cannot get a super bad sunburn one day and then think that the rest of the year, if you stay under an umbrella, it's going to be okay. It's not. It's consistently staying out of the sun. I need you to consistently moisturize your skin, whether it's a dry oil or a light moisturizer. I need you to consistently use some sort of an exfoliant, a mask, something. All right. I want to go on. I've been dying to get to a call, so I want to talk to Dave. Is it Dajan? Do I have you?
My name is. Hi, it's pronounced Dawn.
Dawn. Oh my gosh, you made Dawn the most sexy spelling I've ever seen.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
So happy to hear from you. Tell me, what are you consistent with in your life? More than one thing, or hopefully a lot of things?
Well, I have a good question if I can ask, if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. I want to hear you. Let me hear your question.
Sure. My question is, I don't have a lot of fat under my eyes, so I have that dark, hollowy look to me. Like I look like I'm always tired or part raccoon. And I wanted to know, what could I do as a concealer? I am African American and Latina, so I'm a little darker complected. So I wanted to know what I could do so that, because I have a hard time, I don't know how to match it, because it's either too light or it's like extremely dark and I've made it worse.
Okay. So we don't have a lot of time, but I want you to know that the two things, I've got 1 minute. So in 1 minute, I'm going to explain to you that what you have to do is mix those two lights and then use that dark one that you got to just bump it so it's the same tone, but it must be lighter, and you must get it inside the inside eye socket of around by where your nose meets your eye. That is the most important part. And the second most important part is that you smile and you put blush on the outside apples of your teeth. That will distract from the dark circles, but definitely take that concealer into your eye socket. Most women only do underneath, and it's not the way that naturally makes it worse. You have to do inside by your eyelid, that socket. All right, listen, John, I got to go. I will talk more about it in the next one. We'll be right back. Lifestyle Talk Radio Network. This is Morgen Schick, Beauty Rehab. Come back to me. Hi, welcome back. Today is so exciting for me because as a Ford model, and if you're just joining me right now, my name is Morgen Schick, and this is Beauty Rehab, and I'm so excited that you're here because as a Ford model for 25 years, and then a makeup artist and an author, and then creating my own cosmetic company for HSN for 10 years, one of the things I learned was that if you're going to be a model, and a lot of people ask me, I always wanted to be a model, and what do you think about getting in the modeling industry and all of that kind of stuff. And I always say the same thing. It is so much better to look like you are a model than to ever be one, because being a model is really not at all about what you have to say or your opinion, your intelligence, your personality, your sense of humor, none of that. You are truly a breathing hanger. But to be a very good model, to have a long career, and I was a model for 25 years and did every catalog you have ever seen ever, I was in it because I was consistent, and that's what today's show is about, being consistent in your life. I was consistently someone whom Spiegel, JCPenney, Sears, Johnny Appleseed, Avon could count on, Neiman Marcus. They could count on that if they hired Morgan, that they would get the job done. I would be on time. I would have perfect skin, perfect nails. I would know exactly what I was doing. I literally had a 25-year career as a Ford model because I was consistent. Yes, I was 5'10". I was consistently blonde with no crazy dark black roots. I made sure that I was consistently what they wanted to hire to get the job done. So while I didn't have the greatest body, I was always the kind of chubbier one, just because even being consistent in my movement, I was yo-yo just because I was trying so hard to be too skinny for my own set point. And that's a totally different show. But what I do want to talk about in this segment is for you to be consistent in your movement. And when I met Tracy Anderson, who is, if you Google her, you will see she's got a ton of YouTube videos and great DVDs. And if you follow me on Instagram or on Twitter, and I'm at Morgen Schick, MorgenSchick, you will see that I do her DVDs wherever I go in the world. I bring her DVDs, and I will do a half hour to 45 minutes of just mat exercises, leg lifts, but it's how she does it that is her secret sauce. And within that is the consistency for you to do some sort of movement every day. And one of the great tricks about being able to do movement every day is to chart out one day of your typical calendar day. So if you say to me, Morgan, I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I've got 3 kids and I'm making breakfast, and then I go to work, and then I get home and I go grocery shopping, and then I pick up my kids and I make dinner, and then I have to clean up after dinner, and then I've got to do laundry, and I know your day, it is going to be very hard for you to consistently do something movement-wise. So you can look at your day and you can figure out when are your 5-minute chunks, when are your 10-minute chunks. If you maybe have a 15-minute chunk that you can get on the floor, go onto YouTube and do leg exercises for 5 minutes. I know that it's hard to do that when you're exhausted. I am lucky in that I have a little bit more time, and I'm unlucky because I was a model, so I always had to deal with my weight. But if you just consistently give me 10 to 15-minute chunks of your day where you are consistently moving, that means every single day you commit to take the stairs. I know it's a pain in the butt, and that elevator looks so good, especially if you're walking in with a latte or a cup of coffee, or you just went to Dunkin' Donuts and you got your culotta. I know it's hard to take the stairs because then you're like, oh, I'm going to be sweaty when I get up to my floor where I work or whatever it is. I want you to just take the stairs halfway before you start to sweat. How about you just take the stairs 2 flights and then get on an elevator? If you just consistently book something of movement, it's going to be so important. If you have great tips for other people, I want you to call me at 888-454-3378, 888-454-3378. In our last segment, I was talking about consistently washing your face, consistently moisturizing your skin, consistently just making it look like you care about yourself. In this segment, we're talking about consistently adding some additional movement. It is so bad for your circulation to be sitting more than 6 hours at a time. If your job requires that you sit, you must consistently every hour get up and walk around, a lap around your floor in your office building or a lap somewhere. Do 2 sets of stairs. You must consistently move. It can't be January 1st, I joined the gym, and by March, you're never going back to the gym. It cannot be something that is undoable. I'd like you to also, another tip is to find 3 things you love to do. Do you love to shop? If you love to shop, you need to go to a mall in the winter and you need to do a lap around the mall. Before you get to go into a store, see if you can do this. Do a lap around the mall so you get 1 lap of actual walking. I don't care if it's bowling or stretching or aerobics or baseball or bike riding. I want you to commit to consistently moving your body. If you are unhappy in your life, if you are disappointed when you look in the mirror every day, the only way you're going to get the life you want, the only way you're going to look like you want to look is by consistently making an effort to change. Change is so freaking hard. Imagine trying to, I always say this to people who say, you know, I don't like something about my husband or I don't like something about my sister or blah, blah, blah. And I always say, well, you can't change them. There's no way. Think about how hard it is to change something about yourself you don't like. Okay? Think about how hard it is to change one thing about yourself you don't like. And then imagine how impossible it is to force someone else to change. You can't. So let's wrap it back around to changing something about yourself that you don't like. You must pick one thing to be consistent about. Consistently wash your face every night. Consistently walk up the stairs to your office building. Consistently lay down on the floor and do 40 leg lifts on each side. But if that's all you can give me, as long as you do it every single day, you are going to be so proud of yourself. You will eventually look better, and we'll talk about the next part of consistency in the next segment. But you will start to tone your body, and you will feel better about your life if you can count on you. That is what consistency does. And I'm going to drone this word into your head so you understand that when you are inconsistent, you are not there for anyone, especially yourself. It is very hard to plan with someone who's inconsistent. It's very hard to count on someone who is not consistent. I want you to be a person who I can count on. I want to be for you, my listeners. I want to be someone you can count on. What are you going to get every single time you tune in to Morgan at Beauty Rehab? You're going to get great advice. You're going to get someone who understands how hard it is. You're going to get someone who can relate to struggles. But I will consistently be there for you. I will consistently give you great tips. I will not just say, well, you need to change. Oh, you don't have the life you want? You don't look like you want to look in the mirror? You need to change. I will give you tips. That is what I promise to you. If you come to me, I will share my wisdom, and I will be consistent about it. And I want you to be that for others in your life. Be the rock. Be the person that they can write down in their calendar, I'm going to see so-and-so tomorrow. And they can write it in pen in their calendar, okay? Next segment, I want to talk to you. Call me at 888-454-3378. This is the Lifestyle Talk Radio Network. I'm Morgen Schick. This is Beauty Rehab. Big segment next. Come back to me. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. This has been a really exciting show, and I'm so happy that you've been with me because it makes it that you're consistently listening to this show, and this show is about consistency today. I'm Morgen Schick, and if you're just joining me, this is Beauty Rehab and the Lifestyle Talk Radio Network. And you can call me at 888-454-3378. That's 888-454-3378. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, it's at Morgen, Morgen, Schick, Schick. The last part of consistency I wanted to talk about now. So if you're just coming into the show, we talked about how consistency can change your life, how it can change your image, how it's so important for you to in your life to be consistent for people, be the happy person that they go to when they want to pick me up. Understand that if you have people in your life who are inconsistent, who are moody, who take you down, who suck the energy out of you, you've got to either explain to them that it is not good for you and that you need some stability in your life. So they will realize that it's not good for them either, and they will change, or you need to extricate those people from your life, because you will not get what you want in your life if you do not show up for yourself. And showing up for yourself is not just your image. Yes, I'm a beauty person. I was a Ford model for 25 years. I'm a makeup artist. I'm a beauty consultant. I am an anti-aging expert. But consistency is so important in everything I do. And the washing your face every night, that's something you need to be consistent about. Staying out of the sun, got to be consistent about that. Moving your body every day, you got to be consistent about that. You can't sit on your butt all day long and think that your circulation and your health is going to be okay, because it's not. So show up for yourself, and let's get some consistency. And I'm not saying you need to upheaval your entire life. I'm saying you need to change one thing and stick with it. Okay? The fourth thing I wanted to talk about was consistency in your food. I didn't say diet. I said food, because diet, crash dieting, extreme dieting, juice fasting, all of that stuff is crazy, and you're not going to stick with it. It will be very hard to be consistent. So I want you to pick one thing, and what I did about 75 days ago was cut out sugar. I saw that movie that's out there right now called Set Up. It is about how sugar just turns to the worst toxin in your body, and I decided I'm going to cut out sugar for 75 days. I have not had sugar. I missed it like crazy at first. Now I don't even care. I only eat sugar that's grown from a plant. So strawberries, blueberries, all that kind of stuff. I eat all that sugar, but I don't eat any processed sugar. So I have been consistent. I feel amazing. You could pick one thing, white flour, white sugar, whatever it is, or soda, whatever it is, and be consistent. Okay? I want to go to the phones. I've got 5 minutes left. Amber, are you still there? Are you holding for me?
I'm still here. I'm still here waiting, and I just love what you were just talking about with consistency and the reduction of sugar in your diet. That's the next thing I want to try. But you know what, Morgen, I wanted to update you. Remember we spoke about the eye asymmetries. This is like a month, 6 weeks ago.
Yes. I absolutely remember.
You know, another thing that I had tried, and I just wanted to share it with you. What I did was underneath the eye, in addition to just using, like a concealer and like a finishing powder, what I do is I put on a highlighting powder under the eye.
Oh, right.
Smaller. And plus, I do more of this powder illuminating or highlighting, I guess you would say, over the brow, coming down the temple.
On the brow bone to perk up the brow bone. Exactly.
And
so you're doing that, and that's what's lifting the eye.
Sort of making things a little more equal.
Exactly.
As I go along.
Much bigger. just make sure you don't get the finishing powders. A lot of the brightening powders have a lot of mica in them, and if you get them around the sides of your eyes where we have crow's feet or wrinkles, they can actually make them look worse. So make sure you just put it on your brow bone.
Oh,
That's
okay.
highlighting
Even
powder.
if it's a mineral, base, or like one of these products.
Mica is a
no
mineral.
talc.
Yeah, talc. See, I don't believe in all that. Mineral is pigment, just like everything else. Mica is a mineral. So mica, which is the reflective part of a highlighting powder, is a mineral. So the whole idea of mineral powder, everything inside makeup is a mineral. That's what the pigment is. So it's like saying that you're painting with something that is, one's a mineral paint and the other's dirt. Well, they're both minerals. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a marketing tool.
You have to be careful.
You have to be careful. What I love about mineral powders is that they don't have a lot of added chemicals to them to make them creamy, to make them in a liquid or sticky or any of that kind of stuff. But thinking that it's natural, a mineral is natural, just like someone saying, I don't, they say, arsenic. Arsenic is natural. It's poisonous, but it's still natural. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you?
Exactly.
So
You make perfect sense. I mean, now, another thing I did with the eye that's smaller, and tell me if you would agree with this also, what I do on the most inner crease where it looks like there's a little extra skin, I'll use an angled brush and I'll just use the absolute darkest brown eyeshadow I have. And, that seems to recess the eye more.
Yes, near the
lash
line. Near the lash line. Don't go black, but yes, make it intense in the lash line so it looks like you have very dark lashes. You don't want to make it too harsh, because then it will close in your eye and make it look smaller. But you can pull it out a little with that angled brush, and that's a great idea. Amber, I'm so happy that you are taking these tips, and the best part about it is you're being consistent, and you're constantly trying to make your image show up for what you believe in, what you feel inside. Thank you so much for calling me. Thank you very much for being consistent and taking part in your own life. I want to thank everyone for listening to the show today. I especially want to thank Dawn and Amber for picking up the phone and giving other people tips and continuing to be consistent and showing up for their own images in their own life. This has been the Lifestyle Talk Radio Network. I'm Morgen Schick. This is Beauty Rehab, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I love hanging out with you. I'll see you next time.